Hello, World Wide Web. I'm Dr. Shado, the internet personality of the best hair, and welcome to week 12 of...
The Summer of Jackie Chan!
God damn it, he got free again.
When I do one of these specials that focused on a specific actor, I like to find a movie that they've done that's a bit different than their usual work. And one of the best ways to describe City Hunter is different. Also known as Sing Si Lip Yan, City Hunter is based on the manga and anime of the same name. As could be surmised, being based on a Japanese property from the 80s, things are more than a little over the top, with fast cars, guns, and never-ending sexual innuendo. And who stands in the middle of it all as the iconic City Hunter, shooting bad guys left and right, while macking on every girl in sight and driving a sports car fueled by pure testosterone? Jackie Chan, of course. The story follows Chan as Ryo Saiba, the aforementioned City Hunter. He's tasked with tracking down someone's runaway daughter, but his adventure leads him smack dab in the middle of a terrorist's plot to murder tons of rich people and take their money. More importantly, however, he's got to figure out which woman in this movie he's going to put the moves on. Remember how awkward Jackie Chan looked in Rumble in the Bronx when he was watching the stripper? Think of that, except he's trying to also pretend that he's really, really into it. So, let's take a look at City Hunter and see what that looks like. We open up to a quick little explanation of what exactly this City Hunter story is, with Ryo talking about his partner, Hideyuki Nakamura, played by Michael Wong, and how they're the best of friends, up until something happened to him. Huh? About 300 rounds of .45 caliber something. But Ryo was there to catch Hideyuki's last request before he died. Take care of his cousin Kaori!
Hey, it can't be any worse than getting shot.
Oh, one more thing.
Huh?
Never seduce her.
Hey, I swear I won't. Scout's honor.
And you can already tell this is one of those Jackie Chan movies where they did not manage to get Jackie Chan to double the lines for Jackie Chan's character. But that just kind of makes him feel even more out of place, which kind of works. Also, you can probably figure out where this request not to seduce his cousin is going to go.
1 second, they're cute, innocent kids. Then you turn your back on them for one moment, and then, well...
Come on, Ryo, this is based on a manga/anime. For all we know, she's still like 14. So Kaori, or Carrie as she is referred to in the dub, played by Joey Wang, now works as Ryo's assistant, as he struggles with the fact that he promised never to seduce her, by almost completely forgetting about that, and having their relationship verge on romantic if it weren't for awkward misunderstandings, like how Ryo talks in his sleep.
Tell me, won't your girlfriend get jealous if you're here with us?
Not her? She's not a girlfriend at all. Right now she's at home cleaning the toilets.
You mean me?
And she's awful damn excited for someone who thinks he's talking about her in the middle of saying how she's not my girlfriend. And then a dream girl asks about his dog, which I don't see anywhere, but Kaori thinks he's still talking about her, and saying she's not his girlfriend is one thing, but calling her a slobbering bitch is a bit too far. So she just hauls his still unconscious ass into work. As you could guess, he's a supernaturally heavy sleeper.
Oh, is anything gonna wake you up?
Just in case you missed it, this guy's horny as fuck. Except for Kaori, who daydreams of murdering him for not giving her the D. But moving on, it's time for the assignment. It seems that Imamura Newspaper's CEO, Koji Imamura, played by Kenzo Ogiwara, is having a problem with their runaway daughter, Shizuko, or in the dub Kyoko, played by Kumiko Goto. She ran off because she didn't like her father's new fiancé, so they figure Ryo, the fabled City Hunter, is more than capable of tracking her down and bringing her home. While Ryo calls around to find some leads, Kaori starts talking about Ryo's birthday and the idea of them going on a fantastic cruise together, and how that would be oh so much fun.
Were you saying something?
You never listen to a word I say!
Oh, how can you... Ah! Have another pina colada!
And distracted as though Ryo was, that other jackass still made a right turn from the left lane without even signaling. He can have all the damn pina coladas. Ryo's lead takes him to a skate park where, as luck would have it, he just so happens to run into Kyoko damn near instantaneously. Unfortunately, she's not one to be taken in so easily, and a chase scene breaks out. The rest of the skaters run interference as Ryo and Kyoko tear through the streets. Eventually, she takes refuge in the Galleria, but cannot leave because Ryo is right outside. Therefore...
Excuse me. Hey, baby, have you got a minute?
Moi? Me?
You bet, handsome.
Oh, right!
I know this is over the top, but still, something just kinda bothers me about... Sweet! I'm about to get laid in this public changing room! Boy, I hope no one finds out! Since no one noticed that, it should be no surprise they also didn't catch her beating the crap out of him and swapping clothes like Agent 47. This disguise allows her to slip by the so-called city hunter, and it even comes with a free invitation to the Fujimaru cruise ship. So she successfully slipped away. Now it's on to something more important. Gotta find food. However, Ryo instead finds several attractive women, who he can't quite recognize, but they have something far more enticing with them.
I want some cake.
No. Once I've tied you up, you can have some.
Oh, yeah, let's go for it. Come on.
Oh yeah, baby, nothing like tying me up and force-feeding me, living out my veal fantasies. Surprising only Ryo, these women actually wish him harm. You see, he's the one who put all their men in jail. Thus, an awkward fight scene breaks out. Awkward enough that when Coyote returns to find him in the middle of it all, his claim that they're trying to kill him is less than convincing. Either way, she's gonna go on that cruise alone now. The women still wanted to show them what he's got, though.
You'll find out what I've got.
Did he just beat the clothes off them? Go, hero! We seriously leave it at that, as it's time for that cruise. We see two important characters heading on board. Sayako Nogami, or as the dub says, Anna, played by Xingmi Yao, and her friend, played by Su Pin Wen. Ryo tries to board, but as he actually doesn't have a ticket and is trying to get in with a Mahjong Club membership card, he winds up having to stow away in the cargo instead.
Piece of cake. Oh, I'm starving.
And since he failed to get cake earlier, he just hasn't eaten. Him being on the brink of starvation is kind of a running gag. So may as well have him walk up to people asking where to find food, only for them to recognize him as that guy without a ticket, so he can start running and we can get all kinds of gags. The guards don't want to cause a scene, and Ryo doesn't want to go without getting something to eat. So when his one piece of bread winds up being smushed underfoot, he beats the crap out of the man responsible. Still gotta escape the guards, though. Fortunately, they didn't think to look up.
A ship! Sound the foghorn! Right.
At one point, he was looking for a man's daughter, wasn't he? At least someone's still working on a case, as Anna and company came on board because of a tip-off about a gang planning to rob the boat. They stop the gang, they get paid.
Did you bring me a gun?
Sure thing. I brought him a couple.
Oh, damn! I guess the other suitcase doesn't have a change of clothes, but a bunch of body bags. Speaking of bodies, we've got our oiled-up, super-athletic bad boy, Gary Daniels, and our swimsuit-clad ladies by the pool. In the meantime, Ryo continues to just shuffle around like a zombie looking for something to eat. And they look more like red cabbage to me, but okay. Between nearly starving to death and the fact that he's still completely deaf after that little incident with the foghorn, running back into Kaori doesn't do him much good as she just gets frustrated and tosses him into the pool. As we're getting so much done moving the plot forward, let's quickly introduce the cool as ice card shark, a rather pervy admirer, and while we're at it, fuck it, musical number! A little song by the name of Gala Gala Happy, which tends not to be subtitled or dubbed over in many releases, which I don't know if I could figure out what the hell was going on even if it were. After everyone is done dancing in front of the cameras, we are reminded that Card Shark from earlier is actually a very important character. He's Ta, or Kotetsu, or Gundam, either way, played by Leon Lai, and he has a super gambit card-throwing power. More importantly, though, the big bad, Colonel MacDonald, played by Richard Norton, decides his goons need that big evil plan spelled out for them, so he wrote the whole thing down and begins reciting it. But it turns out that Kaori is in the next room over. He plans to get the richest folks on board and steal their money. But what to do with the general schmucks?
Well, the sharks get hungry, so we throw them some bait.
I'm just confused as to why that room's shower was built right up against the next room's living quarters. It's like this cruise ship was trying to get complaints. They're coming for her, but not before she can MacGyver up a Rube Goldberg booby trap that completely fails, so screw it, trip the guy and run for it. Finding one of the shipmates, she tells him there are evil terrorists on board that will attack at any moment. So he takes her with, down into the lower decks.
Why'd you bring me here?
You mentioned that you thought you overheard some terrorists.
Yes, sir.
I'm one of them.
Oh, damn, you know times are tough when even the terrorists have to pick up part-time jobs as well. Not to worry, Ryo, the city hunter, is here. Mainly because he was looking for something to eat, but he's at least able to save the day. Fleeing from the army of goons, they take refuge in a theater. This makes for a rather, strange scene where Jackie Chan is having difficulty with all the basic foes, but through taking inspiration from Bruce fucking Lee, he figures out, hey, if Lee can take down Wilt Chamberlain, surely I can topple enemies far larger than myself just the same. Thus, he kicks all the asses, takes all the names, and is able to plan their next move. They don't know how many terrorists they're up against, so Ryo decides they should hide out in Kyoko's room. If she just escaped, then there's no way the bad guys will check there again.
Hey, you were real good.
You too.
Oh, come on, it's not that scary. The way this movie's been going so far, I half expected him to jump out of the screen and start fighting you too. But it's time to get the main event rolling, so when the captain pops the ceremonial champagne, BAM! The bad guys have arrived, swarming the party, and holding everyone hostage. Like Die Hard, but no Santa. While the terrorists work on corralling the masses, Ryo pulls out his handy-dandy fingerprint computer to find out just who they are.
Bend down.
Oh.
Well, let's just check you out. Your bottom's been touched at least once.
Name City Hunter, a private detective, distinguishing features, handsome womanizer.
Skills include combat, dumb luck, the ability to go weeks without food. When he gets around to scanning the terrorists' fingerprints, learning, yep, they're terrorists, the investigation is cut short as they must run into a couple of kids who just so happen to be in the arcade. So with news of the whole terrorist attack, they decide to take their handy-dandy transmitter and transmit, sending information through the airwaves. They call for help. In the meantime, MacDonald is stealing everyone's money in the most evil way possible. Baccarat!
Ah, I have a dime. Bye-bye.
Seems a hell of a lot harder than I remember it. The plan to beat and kill everyone runs into a bit of a speed bump, though, when our handsome card shark takes the seat and proves unbeatable. This stalls things long enough for City Hunter to slip in. But wait!
Hello there. I bet you'd like to find City Hunter.
I would. Seen him?
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh.
This is giving me strong enough Die Hard vibes. You don't have to have the incompetent guy try and bargain with the bad guys to save his own ass.
Oh, forget it.
Okay, that felt a lot weirder than the Bruce Lee scene. Hell, City Hunter just snuck in front of a camera anyway, so in order to save him, Gundam, throws his ninja cards and causes enough commotion for a firefight to break out. Ryo gets Kyoko to relative safety before swooping down, riding a dolphin, shooting his way into battle. However, it's now he learns that Kaori was in fact taken away by the greased-up badass Gary Daniels. No! Well, on the plus side, chances are up that YouTube might actually not demonetize this video. At least up until that advertiser-unfriendly bastard Jackie Chan shows up. Kaori then, tries to act like she and bad guy are dating or something, but only to get Ryo's blood boiling, which comes to a peak when he sees that guy hurt Kaori!
How dare you! That's my girlfriend!
What was I hearing?
Maybe she hit her head a bit harder than I thought.
What am
You moron!
I? Moron!
To be fair, that is most people in this movie. Outside of Anna and Gundam, at least. The fight between Chan and Daniels is actually not that bad, but it is interrupted when MacDonald shows up. Him and his army of goons both manage to capture this city hunter, and let Kaoi slip away under their noses. This way, she runs into the rest of the important characters who have slipped into the shadows. With City Hunter captured, Anna figures they need to take out the terrorists themselves. This means they need guns, which she has, in her room, so they need to get there, but a bad guy is in the way. No worries, she can send her smoking hot friend to distract him with seduction.
Anything you like.
Oh, damn! It's true, I have finally found the Jackie Chan movie that YouTube is going to consider suitable for all advertisers. The joke here is the reason the guy beat the crap out of her is because he doesn't swing that way, and thus it comes down to our pervy side character to man up and put that libido to good use. The ladies do kick in the door and save his ass, but he's not getting nothing out of this.
Grab Dragon Claw!
Ah, the feared gimme that butt attack! With that taken care of, they have access to Anna's room and Anna's arsenal. Now loaded for bear, they split into two groups, one to save the hostages, one to save City Hunter. Where is Rio exactly? On deck, about to be executed via firing squad.
Then I'd like to have one last wish.
Sure.
Go pick me up a sandwich, I really need to eat!
The man's clearly insane. Let's put him out of his misery.
So is the movie trying to make me side with the bad guy? Too bad for Rio. Seems his last meal is going to be lead. But not so fast. The ladies have shown up to stop them. First, Kyoko tries negotiating, saying her father is rich. So name their price for Rio's freedom. MacDonald just figures now we can hold her hostage too, so Anna's friend engages in plan B. Distract them with breast antics long enough for the heroes to slip away. Fortunately, Anna is also there and ready to actually shoot some bad guys. This allows for a decent enough action scene, shooting back and forth while Kyoko pulls a Lost World maneuver and defeats another mini-boss with the power of acrobatics. Eventually, the big bad is sent back under deck with the arrival of the Thunder Strikers. These badass officers can easily mow down the Red Pajama Gang, so it's time to pull out the big guns. I didn't know Fisher-Price made C4. Their final contingency is to blow up the entire boat! But City Hunter can stop them, if he can get his hands untied. However, before that he winds up in a fight in the arcade with that sexy bastard Gary Daniels, and is promptly electrocuted. And yeah, if there is one scene which is the big reason that you must check out this movie, this is it. Daniel's hurricane kicks his ass, but it's not over yet, as Jackie Chan picks his character, E. Hyundai, and gets to work, 100-hand slapping the shit out of him! Ken tosses him aside, but his return torpedo whacks into the wall, taking him out of the fight. But what's this? The kids are still here. Now Guile and Dalsim. But wait just a damn minute, Dalsim's stretchy leg isn't a special move, that's just a regular attack. And he doesn't say, Tiger, that's Sagat. What's next, Balrog fucking kicking a guy? Or Guile throwing Sonic Boom's rapid fire. Maybe he's CPU controlled. Either way, bad guy Ken wins. But wait, here comes a new challenger. Well, I guess it's time for Jackie Chan to do some high kicks. They start with jump kicks versus dragon punches before deciding to finish this battle off with a hurricane kick versus the spinning bird kick. Now, come to think of it, Jackie Chan as Chun-Li might have actually been enough to save the Street Fighter movie. Removing Ryo from his electrified nightmares enough to get him to snap out of it, and now it's time to take the fight to MacDonald. Anna and the gang do battle through a hallway, where Gundam takes out baddie after baddie with one deadly card throw after another. Unfortunately, while he was instrumental in getting through this obstacle, he's also become too wounded in the ordeal to be in the movie anymore. No bother, Anna can go forth just as Jackie Chan is heading deeper into the ship, doing his best to outrun all of McDonald's explosives. Eventually, they meet back up in the ballroom.
Out of ammo again?
Loaded.
Oh, so she has even more guns and even less clothes. I'm liking this character more and more. So he catches Anna and uses her as a weapon, killing everyone Dancing with the Stars style, and then just giving it a nice flourish at the end for good measure. However, their dance routine isn't going to stop McDonald.
Don't move.
Oh,
Hey, put her down!
What? Oh, she's really a weapon.
Oh, and that's why you're carrying her.
To be clear, Kaori, my old dead partner did not tell me that I couldn't have sex with Gun Lady. Just you! McDonald's new plan, now that the ship is swarming with police, is to use them as hostages to escape. City Hunter isn't having that, though, and shoots McDonald's RoboCop gun right back into his hands, but he destroyed the trigger. Yeah, totally meant to do that. Thus, the final showdown begins. Forget the guns, they're going hand to hand. At least up until McDonald reveals he actually has a handy-dandy whacking stick. 2 of them, in fact. They hurt like hell, but luckily Rio manages to get his hands on a pair of nightsticks, providing all the defense he needs to make McDonald's sticks completely ineffective. Okay, so what's next? Is Jackie Chan gonna grab it, and then it turns out it's electrified, so he gets some rubber gloves, and then grabs it again, and then little spikes pop out of it? Rather, the back and forth eventually gets to the point where Ryo uses some spare fallen poles to turn the fight around, so McDonald threatens to just blow him up instead, but a jump onto the dolphin flips the bad guy onto the stage. Which I could have sworn was set to take down the whole ship, but, come to think of it, they were Fisher-Price explosives anyway. Therefore, happy ending! The bad guys are no more, and Anna is saved! Wait, no, that's right, Kaori is the one City Hunter really cares about. Oh, wait, there is that woman he was hired to save in the first place, Kyoko! And she is very, very appreciative.
And I'll do anything you want.
anything?
Uh-huh.
I want a bowl of noodles.
City Hunter, are you okay?
Dying of hunger. It's the thing! Well, we need that zany ending before that happens, so Ryo is thanked graciously by Koji Imamura for the rescue of his daughter, then decides to put her in arguably more danger by offering her to be Ryo's bride. He refuses, but not before Kaori overhears this and decides she hates him again, so he's got to make it up to her, but in the process gets distracted by more hot ladies in hot cars, and oh god, the hammer is back, knocking the City Hunter back into his dreamland full of scantily clad women.
Hey, this being unconscious is really great! Yeah!
And that, friends, is why if I ever find myself in a vegetative state, just leave the machine plugged in, okay? Anyway, that was City Hunter. Dear God! This is, quite something now, isn't it? City Hunter is a wacky, over-the-top spectacle of goofy characters engaging in cartoon hijinks amongst a backdrop of your standard police drama fare. Yeah, the acting doesn't look particularly convincing, but it's not supposed to, so it'd be even crazier to try and judge it based on that standard. So what City Hunter sets out to do is give us a live-action adaptation of a manga-turned-anime. I can definitely see the influence, but it does come off at times like it would work better off just as a feature-length anime movie. Nevertheless, the over-the-top nature of this works well with Jackie Chan, and the rest of the cast do a good job in their own right. Richard Norton, for instance, gives us just the right balance of snarky, sinister, campy bad guy, while still going completely over the top when the situation calls for it. Similarly, Gary Daniels made for a good henchman, cruel and skilled in combat, and lots of fun to watch. Personally, Gundam was one of my favorite characters who I felt was pretty underutilized. He was cool and calm, skilled and suave, and had very little screen time. Hell, I'd like to see a side story just for him alone so he can blow his bangs in slow motion for 90 minutes. The overall package, though, is kinda all over the place. Like, in the bad way. City Hunter is tracking down Kyoko, fails, and she ends up on a boat. The boat he was going to be invited to anyway and was uninvited to because reasons, and then he then stows away on said boat, despite no reason to think she's going to be on it, and winds up in the middle of a terrorist attack that he also had no idea was going on before arriving. Convoluted doesn't begin to describe it. At the end of the day, City Hunter is a movie for fans of crazy movies. If you aren't ready for things to be over the top and campy as hell, there really is nothing here for you. But for what it is, it does a pretty decent job for the running time, coming in at 3 massive racks that leave women completely off balance out of 5. It's not a great movie, but it's a lot better than So Bad It's Good. It's so. Thank you all for watching. I've been Shado. And remember, don't get tied up just so you can have some cake when you're gonna have to loosen your belt anyway.
He's like a shadow. He's like a shadow. He's like a shadow.
The internet personality with the best hair.
He's like a shadow. He's like a shadow. He's like a shadow.
The internet personality with the best hair.
Hey, that was your fault.
How does he always find me? Will I at least get some cake? Ooh.